What do you say? There was I almost went to see Journey once in 8th grade, or I was supposed to go.
Yeah, at
They were at
Lewiston.
Darien Lake.
No, okay, I thought they were at
No.
Art Park.
They probably were at one point, but this was when I was in 8th grade. Journey went to Darien Lake with Foreigner and
Yeah, I remember
Nighthawk or some fucking band
I
from
remember.
the 80s. And I was supposed to go with my buddies. But that's when we went on that cruise to Alaska. So I had to miss out. But if you remember, on that cruise, one of the entertainers was this guy who he was a musician, and he was in Foreigner originally. He was one of the original members of Foreigner. So I was like, well, I didn't get to see them, but this guy was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Lautner, former lead singer of Foreigner. So for years I was like, this guy, I was because he put on a great show. For years I was like, I saw this guy who was in the original thing of Foreigner. So one day I looked him up. Turns out he was lying. He was never in Foreigner. And there were all these articles being like, this guy is going around saying that he was in Foreigner, but he never was. So I don't know if that's how he got the job on that cruise ship, but that's crazy.
What if he was? What if it was like before Foreigner was Foreigner, though, and so there's no way he can prove it, and it was like when they were still a garage band, and he was a part of it.
Bert Kreischer has a story like that, where it's like he was in a garage band, and then they got this new guitarist who was like really, really good, and he like kicked everybody out, and that guitarist is like the lead guy from Creed or something now.
Oh my God! Did you see the trailer for Creed 3 came out today?
No, I didn't, but I saw
So
the
sick.
photo of like the one guy who's gonna be in it.
Yeah.
But it's still Michael B. Jordan, right?
Yeah, he's directing it. It's his first movie he's ever directing.
What? Starring and directing?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I just saw a clip from him
Yeah, let's see.
as a kid when he was on the Wire. And I was like, man, that guy's a great actor.
I watched the trailer. It was so cool. He tweeted.
Those are great movies. The second Creed movie is so good.
You know what's funny is I agree with you, and I saw somebody the other day tweet or like talking about how there's a third Creed movie coming out and saying how good the first one was, but they never watched the second one.
Oh,
I'm like, the second one was so good.
Yeah, it was.
Like the second one was
spectacular.
OG Rocky.
Yeah, that's a thing. 'Cause you have Ivan Drago in it.
Yeah.
And that was, God, that movie's so fucking good.
Oh, when he's in the desert training is one of the coolest training montages probably of all time.
That is like, people shit on reboots and stuff so much.
No.
Creed
Creed is
that
like
is
the
the
great-
one that's like, that might be the best reboot of all
Yeah.
time.
Of like the Rocky series.
Well, I'm talking in general. Because, like, those first two were great. So we'll see if they can stick the landing with a third. Hopefully they will.
It
I
looks
feel like
really
you gotta.
good.
Yeah. But, like, look at, the Star Wars, the new sequels for that, right? Like, the first one was really good. People had problems with it because they said it was too much like A New Hope. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. I think that's a stupid thing to say. But the second one was absolutely fucking trashed, and then the third was just trying to like make sense of the whole thing. So started off as a good reboot, didn't stick the landing. Creed has everything going for it. It might be the best reboot or whatever the fuck it is.
And he like released the trailer by tweet, like he just tweeted it, and he said, "My directorial debut? ? Exclamation point. Still sounds crazy to say, but there's no film that has been more personal to me, and no film that I ever felt more ready to steer. Excited to share the first trailer for Creed 3. To my cast and crew, thanks for working so hard to continue the legacy of this franchise."
Yeah,
and the
awesome.
trailer is fucking sick. I was ready to start swinging on people at work today. I just felt like I just watched it and I was like, dude, I could punch hard right now.
That's what, man. God, the first Rocky movie is so incredibly good. I watched it. See, that's a thing, dude. I watched it maybe last year because it was on one of the last episodes of Film Juice that we did, and it is so good. It's unbelievably good because he does not win that boxing match. But he does
But
come out the winner.
But that's what's so cool
victory.
about the first Creed too, is he loses.
Yeah. And god damn it, those movies are so fucking good. But it's still
And then in the second one he fucking dies.
Well,
And then gets reincarnated and then comes back and wins.
in the second Creed movie?
Yeah, that's
I
when he
honestly
fights
don't remember
Drago.
that.
He gets the fucking shit kicked out of him, remember?
Yeah. By Drago's son?
Yeah.
And then they do a rematch?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, that sounds good.
Because he didn't technically lose his belt because Drago finished him with a punch after the bell had gone.
Right. Okay.
But-
Classic.
And they were
Drago.
and he almost died and they were like, we should have called the fight.
Yeah. Do you think they
And
would
then that's
put
when he
out
gets into it because he doesn't have Rocky in his corner. Because Rocky was like, "You're not ready," and he's like, I gotta fight this guy, man, for my dad,
great Michael B. Jordan impression?
for my dad, man. That's not Michael B. Jordan.
That's your Michael
No,
B.
you want to know what that is?
Sound
Though?
like fucking George Lopez.
No, the reason-
doing like his Mexican voice.
Because Michael B. Jordan is in
Friday Night
Night Lights.
Yeah.
And I've been watching
you're
a little bit of
rewatching that
No, I can't rewatch it anymore because I just know what happens like so well. Like it's such a part of my memory that like the drama scenes in it piss me off. Cuz I'm like, this is so stupid. Like I just want to watch them play football. Cuz like the first time you watch it, it's like drama and you don't know what's going to happen. And the second time, and then when you rewatch it, it's like, oh yeah, this is good drama.
It's just for the highlights.
No, but then like by the third and the fourth time you're watching it, it's like, yeah, I just want to watch
Third
it.
and the fourth time.
Oh, I've probably watched that show at least 6 times.
That's
When
crazy.
I first like discovered it,
I remember. Yes,
it was so good. Like I couldn't.
I remember coming home from the movie theater. I had gone to see American Sniper and coming back,
Sick
and you
movie.
you were watching the last episode of the series. You were laying on the floor.
The
in our
very
parents'
last
living
episode
room.
ever?
Yes, and I just remember you being like, you were laying on the floor. You know, you had like a pillow behind your head. You were like this, and they were just kind of like, you know, doing like a series finale, like weird wrap up on anything. And there was some kid getting on a bus in like an army uniform, and you were like,
Matt Saracen.
Matt Saracen joined the army? Like you said that out loud. I was like, what the fuck? That was
Because the
That's
Matt
all the-
Saracen saga of the show is so good.
Mhm.
And then so much shit goes on that's just like, this is dumb. But then the Michael B. Jordan saga begins. And like he's a baller in that movie.
Yeah.
It's just cool. So I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan. And Tom Clancy's Without Remorse. The Amazon Prime movie that Michael B. Jordan's in is a sick movie.
I forgot you watched all those.
Yeah.
The like action movies that are for very old dads.
No, it's the Jack Ryan cinematic universe.
Yeah, for very old
They're
dads.
going to come out with another movie.
Yeah, of course they are, because there's still a bunch of old dads hanging around. There's
No,
a dad,
those are good. If you watch
I'm
like
sure
the
they
old
are.
movies
No, I'm
with
sure
like
they're good.
with like Harrison Ford,
Sure.
like they're a little bit tough to get through. Some of them are good, but then they're not old at all because the
No, I know
TV
they're
show
not
came
old.
out with.
No, I'm
What's
not
his
saying
name?
they're. I'm not saying.
No,
they're
I'm
old.
saying you're saying they're for old people. They're
Yeah.
not anymore. It's a reinvented franchise.
I know, but they still are for old
No, they're
people.
not.
Yeah, they are. I know that they're just. It's the.
No.
It's literally just they're just more modernized because action movies have changed across the board.
Yeah.
Right, and
They're
these
not
are
for
just
old
the
people.
more. Yes, they are, man.
No, they're not. There's a difference between
Tom
what's that show
Clancy is
with
for
what's
old
his
people.
name?
Jack Ryan.
But what's his name?
John Krasinski.
Yes, John Krasinski. That show is not for old people. No. It is. No, it's not. Bosh.
is.
That's an Amazon show that is literally designed around people with erectile dysfunction. Okay?
Bosch presented by Viagra. Every episode is just Bosch starting in a bathtub holding hands with some other age appropriate woman.
That movie, Tom Clancy Without Remorse, starring Michael B. Jordan, have you ever watched it?
No.
No. I'm telling you it's not for old people. Watch that movie. Fuck you, Andrew. No. Andrew.
No, look.
Shut the fuck
it's
up.
Okay that you like it. But like Tom Clancy, anything related to Tom Clancy.
No, because they're
is for old
reinventing
people.
the cinematic universe. They are reinventing it.
I know. I can't. I know, but it is for. Is Tom Clancy for old people? You're Googling that. And the answer is yes. Oh, shit, he's dead?
Oh, yeah. He died a hell of a long time
In
ago.
2013.
I haven't read any Tom Clancy books, but.
But yes, he is for old people. Tom Clancy in Appreciation, Los Angeles Times. Yeah, he just
Like, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, that's like one of the most popular video games ever. Not for old people. Well, it's not called that, but it's Rainbow Six Siege, and it's based off of it's based off this whole cinematic universe. That's the next movie that's going to come out, I think. I'm pretty sure.
It's Rainbow Six Siege. All right. Maybe with the video game, you got me on that one. But that's... Let's see. What do you got? Oh, God, you're just looking up the...
Yeah, see?
Oh, my God. Sorry, this is so funny. But look...
It's such a good movie.
I'm sure that it is.
Does this
And I'm sure
website
that
look anything like what old people would use?
Kind of.
No.
It does. I mean, it does look like a website from 2009. With all the...
Fuck you, Andrew. It's not for old people.
Look, it's okay.
We'll focus on John Clark.
To focus
as he
on the
forms
elderly.
Rainbow.
The Tom Clancy Cinematic Universe.
You got Andrew. That is a really, really good movie.
I'm sure that it is. And I'm sure that every 56-plus-year-old man in America agrees with you. In between reading the World War II books, I'm sure they love that movie.
I mean, U.S. history is
Reading
really
about
important.
reading about submarines.
Also important. World War II.
Two in the Cooler is brought to you by Owaza, the cold brew coffee company that is changing the game. It's available right now online and at all Wegmans locations. This stuff is great. It's got 200 milligrams of caffeine per can. That's more than Red Bull. That's more than Monster. On top of that, it's got electrolytes added for sustained energy, L-theanine for focus, and zero sugar in every can. It also comes in a couple different great flavors: black cacao mocha, oat milk, and there's less than 30 calories in each of those flavors per can. When I tried Owaza, I felt sustained energy without any crash, and it got me through the whole day. That is 100% true. That stuff rules. You don't get any of the aftertaste that you get from like energy drinks or something. You don't get that weird dehydrated feeling from if you drink too much coffee and you're just like, ooh. Owaza, if you need a boost, Owaza is literally the perfect drink. All you have to do to get it is hit the link in the show descriptions, or if you live in the Western New York or surrounding areas, you can go to any Wegmans and check it out. Grab yourself a can. Try Owaza today. Halloween is coming around, and you don't want to be caught without any candy. And I'm talking the full-size candy bars, folks, okay? Don't give out the fun size. This is 2022. Give out the full-size candy bars. Don't be a dick. And if you need more full-size candy bars, what are you going to do? Rush to the grocery store? It's a terrible place, especially Halloween. Everybody's going to be trying to get in there. You don't need to add that stress to your life. The good news is you don't have to, because you can use Instacart. Because with Instacart, you get not just groceries, but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. The best part is, right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. So stock up on what you need. Make things a little easier on yourself. All you need to get that free delivery deal is to hit the link in this episode description. Make things a little easier on yourself and use Instacart today. As always, we appreciate you guys listening and tuning in. If you want to support the show even further, do something a little special for yourself. And check out all the great merch we've got at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Just hit the link in this episode description or in our Instagram bio and go check out all the great stuff that we have got on there. Merch not just for this show, but also for Schemin' and Dreamin' and for Quested, the 2 other podcasts that we produce right here. This is top-notch quality stuff, okay? The hoodies, premium. The t-shirts, try, blend. We've got those, like, sick metal water bottles. We've got slides, which are perfect for, if you're wearing them outside. Or they're great for in the house. Matthew always wears his in the house, and those are excellent. We've also got bucket hats, fanny packs, whatever you're looking for. And it's also a great way, like I said, to support the show. So go do something a little nice for yourself, okay? Get yourself a little treat at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Do people use submarines the same, as much anymore?
Yeah, dude. Don't you know who the Beatles are?
Yeah, but that was the 60s when that song came out. Talking about submarines. How important are submarines to today's
very
military? You know what? I believe that because I feel like submarines, even though obviously...
submarine technology, not the technology that's in submarines, but, the technology of submarines has not been surpassed yet, no. The only thing that would surpass... because the comparison to it, I guess, would be, attacking somebody from space. Okay. I guess we do have the ability to with nuclear weapons, probably.
To drop a nuke from space? What are you talking about?
Yeah, satellites that have nukes in them.
Do those exist?
I'm sure they do.
Can you imagine being in a rocket with a nuclear device, though? You know what? I feel like you're probably right. Because that's some crazy 60s bullshit where they're if there's aliens on the moon, we have to be ready to nuke them. Space is currently free of nuclear weapons.
Is stocked with satellites that spy and guide weapon systems.
Sure.
Okay, so they don't actually have weapons on the satellites.
Nukes on the moon, astronomy.com. Astronomy.com. See, that's the thing, man. Astronomy.com probably started off as a real enthusiast website, and now they just need clicks to sell advertisements. So they're nukes on the moon? Let's see if it sticks. Let's just toss that out there and see what happens. Yeah.
It almost got a click out of us.
I want to know about nukes on the moon.
There are some. The Autobots have some up there.
The Autobots?
Yeah. Can we go back to
Tom Clancy?
Friday Night Lights.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The last episode of the first season of Friday Night Lights is a core memory of mine.
Wow. That's interesting. Because you were not super young.
No. But there's this song that plays in the closing scene of it. And it's I was living in a devil's town. Didn't know it was a devil's town.
Low bridge, everybody down.
All my friends were vampires. I didn't know that they were vampires.
There were nukes on the moon. I didn't know there were nukes on the moon.
Emily, have you ever seen Friday Night Lights?
No. I read the book.
Fuck you.
Read the book.
Go back to silence, Emily.
She said, okay, take it easy, because you did it. You asked her a question.
Yeah, she had a bad answer. All right?
I didn't know there was a book about that.
I didn't know that people read books.
I can't imagine anything
worse. To buy a book.
I'm sure that, the book probably focuses more on the relationship.
The movie probably.
Right, and all the
movie and the show.
But I can't imagine anything more stupid than reading a narrative play-by-play of football.
See, I could.
I've
read a lot of different hockey biographies and stuff like that, and there's a lot of that. So.
What was that one? Because
I also listen to the radio a lot, as you know. So.
Well, yeah, but with a little with like a
Well, 'cause
narrative
yeah.
twist to it. But I remember, just speaking of like, you reading and stuff, I just remember every 18 months or so, I feel like our mom would try and get you into reading with like a new book series. And I remember the one was like the Owl Hockey Team.
Yeah.
What was that called?
I
The
know
Owl,
exactly
the
what you're
Owl
talking
Team
to.
Mysteries. Look it up on the Owl Team Mysteries. It's like a hockey team that solved hockey mystery book series. They're definitely called the Owls. The boxcar.
It's right here. The Screech Owls.
The Screech Owls, baby.
Yep.
Mystery at Lake Placid.
There was a couple of them. Let's
Yeah.
see. Wow, there was the Quebec City Crisis. I remember that one. There's one
That's
where the
right.
Stanley Cup gets stolen.
Oh, that's a good one. Reality Check in Detroit. That's not even about the hockey team. That's just
Oh
a
yeah, right
grizzled
here.
mystery.
The night they stole the Stanley Cup.
Jesus Christ! They knew their target demo. They're like, we gotta just lay it all out for these kids. Like, we
Murder
cannot.
at hockey camp.
Jesus Christ! Kidnapped in
in
Sweden. And
yeah,
then
that's what Taken was based off of.
it's Liam Neeson, and he's
Yeah.
got like full pads on.
I have a very specific set of skills.
When he's blocking pucks. Like, I can take a slap shot from the blue line and make it every time. I don't know anything about hockey. So.
No, that was. I mean,
Look, I had to give it my best shot. Panic in Pittsburgh. I think that's a David Bowie song.
Panic
was
in Pittsburgh.
That was a good joke. I like that one. The Boston Breakout. See, there was all kinds of children's book
Should be
series
the Boston
like this.
Break-In. That was such a missed opportunity because a breakout is a hockey term. So if you call it the Boston Break-In, you'd be able to connect the dots if you knew what you were talking about.
See, I don't think you would based on the other titles of these books. I don't think these books had a lot of respect for the kids they thought were going to
Face Off at the Alamo.
What is called Peril at the World's Biggest Hockey Tournament?
Wait.
That's the dumbest title for a book I've
I
ever
don't
heard.
think these are all. I don't think there was 27 books.
There clearly was. Danger in Dinosaur Valley. Okay, that one's a Magic Tree House. That one is not a Screech Owl mystery. But there were all Magic Tree House, another children's book series that just has like 15,000 titles, and I feel like some of those are like
You can't copy and paste on a Mac.
yeah, you can. What are you trying to do?
I don't
Click
know.
Command C. And then Command V. Yeah, there you go. Danger in Dinosaur Valley. Screech Owl's number 10.
Goodreads. It's on Goodreads.
It's got a 3.9 out of 5 on Goodreads.
Number 10. Summer has come early to the town of Drumheller, Alberta. The Screech Owls were expecting deep winter, just like back home. But when they arrive for their annual dinosaur Pee-wee tournament, they find a warm... Is that racist?
Yeah, that's got to be a racist term.
That looks like a
Chinook. Be prepared to bleep that, Emily. CHINOOK. Oh, it's a fucking military helicopter?
A Chinook has blown
Warm
the
Chinook.
winter.
No, that can't be right. Type in Chinook meteorology.
Warm
Chinook.
Warm Chinook wins. There's no way that word should be used in that book.
Absolutely not. You cannot. God damn it.
Unless the book starts, because it says that they're like summer. So unless the book starts, we're like on the last day of school, they learn about what a Chinook win is.
Yeah,
wind
see
is.
that's the kind of thing that you have to do.
Yeah.
It's like there's a word for that because that's like a literary device. Is like, like, oh, this is the characters learn what this thing is, and
Foreshadowing.
then it becomes but it's more specific than that, I think, because it's something like that that's going to be like
Laboulet.
useful later. Yeah, that's probably Laboulet. Is that a fucking?
Oh, you
Screech
know
Owl mystery?
Laboulet?
But another one that came up when you typed that was the Boxcar Children. Do you remember those books? I used to read those books. For some reason, I thought it would be very impressive if I could, like, read a book upside down and backwards. So, like, that's what I would do with the Boxcar Children book specifically. just to see if I could do it.
How was it?
It was easy. Those books are still so stupid. All children's books like that feel like they were written at the same time as Nancy Drew. Like, I don't know what year the Boxcar Children books were actually from, but it feels like they are from the 1940s. And if you don't know the Boxcar Children, which you probably do, it's about like 4 kids who their parents die or something.
When I had what year are the Boxcar Children, the first one that came out was 1953. Was what
That's
year
crazy.
did the Boxcar? Wait, 1924.
By Gertrude Chandler Warner.
A classic series. Yeah. This set includes the first 4 books of the classic series.
Jesus Christ.
1924.
And see, they go all the way to see what 1994.
I mean, they had
2004 Mystery of the Haunted Boxcar.
2018.
Click on that. The Dugout Whodunit. A Boxcar Children mystery. What the fuck?
Bet you haven't read this one.
No, absolutely not.
These
See, Gertrude Chandler. See, this is the shit that all these people do, because the Nancy Drew books and the Hardy Boys books, there's like 80 of those, and it's all by like the same, whoever. But it weren't. It's literally like a team of like 8 old ass men smoking cigarettes in a 1950s writer room, like coming up with stories for this. That's how all these books were written. I feel like the fucking Magic Treehouse was the same, because that's got one lady as like the thing. And there's a million of those, but it's they're all like
this
ghost
one's even
written by
more new.
somebody
This
else.
one's 146. Look at this one. This one's 161.
March 2018, 2002.
November 22, 2022.
Yeah,
Is this book on pre-order?
Oh, it's not even out yet.
This is a pre-order.
The Raptor Rescue.
Pre-order.
Wow, you can pre-order it right now.
That's
on
not
Amazon.
a raptor. That's a fucking hawk.
But that's a kind of.
No.
That's what they say, man. It's like a kind of bird. Like raptor is a kind of bird,
No.
too.
Blue is a raptor.
Oh, yeah, you watched the last one of those.
Domination?
How was it?
Is that what it's called?
I think so.
I watched it at home because you could watch it on, like, if you weren't going to watch it in theaters, it was exclusively on Peacock.
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like that took away from it a little bit. It was exactly what you expected. Like,
Terrible.
it was worth it for me to watch because I love those movies so much. But it was a lot about the girl that's the clone. Like, she's a teenager now, and she's like a rebellious teen,
That's
and she
brutal.
wants to like find out about herself, But they're like hiding in her cabin, 11 style, because
She's one
the
of the
dinosaurs
Boxcar
are
children.
the only cool part is like, well, I don't know if I would say the cool part is because you always wonder what would happen, because that seems like what's going to lead to all the movies. Like, at this point in that universe, dinosaurs just live among humans, and it's like 3 or 4 years since they all like escaped and got out, and they're just fucking humans up. Like, the world is like, it's not destroyed, but like dinosaurs are a huge problem.
Yeah.
So they're trying to like rescue. There's this huge company that's pretty much like, like the Amazon, like not Amazon, like, you know what I mean, like this
They're
giant corporation.
Controversial.
No, it's this giant corporation that's like
Yeah.
a tech mogul, but they decide to like dip their toes in this, and everybody thinks they're doing it for good, but really they're
Wait, so what are they trying to do? Make more dinosaurs?
no.
Or
Well,
save all
well,
the dinosaurs?
no. So they're trying to what one of their big things is actually like agricultural sustainability.
Yeah, got it.
So they like genetically modify this giant locust that was supposed to, help stuff, but instead it's like spreading like wildfire, and they designed it, to help, but actually to kill all the crops that weren't their crops.
Nice.
But then they, of course, genetically modified it wrong, so it's like rapidly reproducing, and it's like wiping out all of America's crops outside of their own in like record time. Like, there's going to be a huge like world famine, blah blah blah, and so there's a lot of that goes on. Like, that's what so they're trying to find the girl because her mom. It was her mom. That's the thing that you find out, though. Spoiler alert. She's not actually a clone. Well, she is a clone.
I'm so glad I didn't watch this movie.
So she is a clone of her mom, but what her mom did was like
In vitro?
impregnate her. Yes,
Or-
in vitroed her into her. But
That's
the reason
gross.
that she's technically a clone, or like is like they want to, they when they know is that her mom had some disease that in herself that she was able to heal. So she was pretty much making a clone of herself to have this genetic modification that she created
Oh.
in her daughter
Got it.
so that it could live on forever. But then the mom dies, obviously, in childbirth. Or not in childbirth, but like shortly after. And nobody, she never wrote it down. She just had the kid.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So pretty much then once this happens, then the bad people are trying to kidnap the kid because they're doing too bad. Like they need to relax their bad or else they're not going to be able to profit off it like they thought they were going to be.
Right.
So they're trying to kidnap this girl to figure out what she did to genetically modify her DNA like once she was already alive so that they can do it with these locusts and release one of the locusts to genetically modify all the other ones that are already out there to make them have a little chill. And it's still the same Asian dude that fucks up every genetic modification that they've tried over the past 60 years. It's the same guy.
When will our hubris...
And they forgive him again. That's at the end of the movie. They let him on the helicopter.
They always let him... That guy is always getting on helicopters. That's the one thing I know about that guy. Is he loves helicopters. He got into genetics just for the helicopter rides. It's like, oh, shit, this thing, we got to keep it cold
And like
long enough to get to the lab.
there's also like a big part of like there's activists that like think the dinosaurs should be free, and they're like,
Which is wild.
there's a lot.
But let's say dinosaur... let's say that did happen. For real. Like, you know how people have done things like if zombies were real, this is how long it would take to wipe them all out, like so that it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
How long would it, like if dinosaurs started to run rampant, how long do you think it would? Because you could kill a T-Rex with like a tank.
Yeah.
So that's all you'd have to do. Like how long would it take to wipe out all the dinosaurs?
It depends on how many dinosaurs.
Sure.
But the thing where they had like those like genetically modified T-Rexes that were like really like self-aware too.
Yeah.
So they couldn't
Smart
catch them
ones.
because they were like hiding
and they
stuff
can
like
blend
that.
into the
Yeah.
trees and stuff.
And then like the helicopter would like finally spot them, and they'd like fucking jump out of a tree and like tackle the helicopter down.
Right.
Yeah.
But eventually,
But
like
they can't hide forever. That's what the guy behind the helicopter would say. They can't hide forever.
I don't think it would take that long. I'm not too concerned about dinosaurs. being a
Neither am I.
problem.
I'm not concerned about dinosaurs.
But that's also.
But there was like some sad scenes where like there's like a scene and it's like
they got to put one
they're
down.
no, they're at like a lumber mill
Mhm.
in like I would guess Wisconsin. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
snowing like crazy. Like there's a lot of snow on the ground.
Oh yeah, that's Wisconsin.
And there's like this poor, the big ones, the long necks. That are
yeah,
vegetarians,
like Littlefoot.
Land Before Time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shout out to long necks.
And like
Bronchiosaurus, I think is
they
their
were like
birth name.
laying together, like covered in snow, like sad,
Yeah.
because like the people that were trying to work in the lumber mill were like needed them to move, and they were like sad. And then the girl, of course, because she understands dinosaurs, when she snuck out of the house right before she got kidnapped, goes over and whispers in one of the guy's ears to get like the big truck, and like turn on like the flashing lights and stuff, and they'll want to follow it. And that's how you can get them to move peacefully. And then she rides her bike home because she passed the bridge, and then she gets kidnapped.
She passed the bridge.
Not allowed to pass the bridge, man.
Land Before Time. Some of those movies, like the first one, I'm pretty sure is legitimately sad. Those are great movies.
Tell
though.
everybody I'm on my way.
What is that from? That's a Disney movie,
It's a
right?
little Phil Collins. Brother Bear, no?
Oh, Brother Bear. I have not rewatched that movie since it came out in the theaters because you know what movie? I've never told you this.
What is that book that we read in like 4th or 5th
Spirit
grade?
Bear. Spirit Bear. Hell yeah, Spirit Bear.
Banger.
Absolutely. That
Movie?
book is fucking
that a movie?
crazy. No. Do you remember in that? So the kid gets mauled
By a bear.
by the Spirit Bear. The Spirit Bear mauls him. And then there's a scene in the book where he throws up because he's so sick and hungry, and he can't move because he's been mauled, and he has to eat his own puke. And they were like, here you go. Yes,
Shout out to the Spear
sixth
Bear.
grade at the earliest, like maybe 5th grade, I think we read that book.
6th grade at the earliest, maybe 5th
At
grade.
the latest, I mean, you know what I'm talking about.
Sick
My brain
book.
is melted
Sick
from all the
book.
boxcar children.
I will say, all right, best book that you read in school right now. Go.
Boy, that's tough. Like high school included, all
Yeah.
the way through school. Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. I
Never
love that
read it.
book. I read it in honors. Or not honors, fucking AP English, whatever it is. No, not AP English. Honors English. Yeah.
No, AP English was the AP English.
I
Honors
read
English
it in
was
10th
with Carlson.
grade. Yes, which I read in 10th grade English.
AP English was senior year.
Yeah, which I did not. Not interested in that.
You did it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
I
with
didn't take AP English. No, that was college comp.
oh, that's
And that
different.
class, yeah, very different. You have to take an AP exam for.
But college comp was still a college credit English.
Yeah, I think it was.
I didn't do so well in college comp. I took it for the first half of the school year.
Yeah, I took it for both, but I did.
She hated me. She loved you, but she hated me.
I had so much fun in that class.
Well, the thing was,
and she yeah, she was cool with me because I tried in the first half of the year.
because the first half was the writing part,
Yeah,
and I'm a good writer, but I also was like, it was a senior year of high school. Like, I wasn't about to apply myself. That would be just ridiculous.
I got a 23. My grade was 23 in the second half of the year. In
the
that
second half
class.
was the reading part. I feel like that's up your alley.
Yeah, but I just I was like, I just want to have a good time.
I dropped it and took film studies instead of taking the reading portion.
Film studies ruled. Great class. I'm so
That's how I
like
learned about the Zolly Zoom.
every time I see a Zolly now, I think of you because that's like your Silence Do Good fun fact equivalent for film is the
Zolly
Zolly.
Zoom.
Which
I
is
love
hilarious.
the Zolly. I can never get enough of the Zolly.
That teacher in college comp though, like she did bully me. Like this one time,
She loved me, but she liked me because she liked you, though.
No, I know. But she did bully me. Like one time in her class, I was reading a book. We got to choose a book, and then we had to write a super long paper about it. And I was reading my
You had to
book.
write papers in that class?
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember that.
And she came up to me, and she smacked the book out
You
of
had
my
to read a
hands.
book in that class?
Yeah.
I definitely did not have to read. I wouldn't have taken that class if I had to read a book.
College comp I'm talking about, kid.
Oh, no,
You gotta
she
keep
hated
up.
me. I was talking about film studies.
Oh, yeah, no, I saw her. She came to one of the plays that I did. Yeah, the college comp, she bullied me. She knocked the book out of my hand.
She was a bully.
She was, and that's why I liked her though.
Yeah.
But one time,
That's why she didn't like me, because I wasn't taking none of that smack.
one time I left a different class in the middle to go get a drink at the water fountain, and I'm sipping. Somebody fucking pushes me so that I get water all over myself, and I stand up, and it's fucking her. It's that teacher from college comp. I won't say her name,
No.
but that's like she pushed me into the water fountain. It was
Did you deserve it?
no, I was just saying. I was just standing there. I wasn't even. I
Probably
didn't
had
even
a
leave her
Henley
class.
on.
I was leaving some other class.
Like, get your fucking Henley out of here.
Henley?
Yeah, isn't that what those shirts are with the 3 buttons? 1, 2, 3 long sleeve shirts.
I have no idea. But yeah,
That's what they're
I guarantee you that is what I was wearing.
I think
That was
that's
my
what they're
uniform
called.
for a minute. Now I'm in my baseball jersey.
Those are
phase.
comfy shirts.
Yeah, they're good. If I have any left, I'll probably wear
They're
one
good to wear
tomorrow.
with a baseball jersey.
Yeah, that's true actually. And I do need to find like other whatever.
Undershirts.
Yeah,
Under jerseys.
under jerseys.
Tell everybody. Okay. My favorite book was?
Oh yeah.
Guess.
Code Talkers.
100%.
Yeah. See, I never read that one. They didn't make me read that in my
That
reading
was
group.
a sick book. We didn't
Yeah.
read it in a reading group. We actually read it. I read it in 5th grade. You know what, though? There was a book that maybe it was one of the Lois Lowry books.
Which one was it?
I don't know, that I read in 4th grade. We read in 4th grade as a class, and there was mega amounts of beef with all the 5th grade teachers because it was supposed to be a 5th grade book that you were going
Right.
to read in your reading groups.
Yeah. I remember, but I
But
remember
yeah,
you talking about that.
Code
I don't
Talker.
remember what book it was.
The coolest probably the coolest book of all time.
People love that book. Like, I think a lot of people agree with you, but
Yeah,
I never read it.
it was so cool.
Mm-hmm. It was about the
Navajo.
It was about
the-
World War II, right?
Yeah, it
That's
was about
fucking why you liked it.
It was
you
about the
Tom
Navajo.
Clancy ass. It was
It was about the
code-talkers,
the Navajo code talkers and how
Yeah.
the U.S. used the Navajos to communicate code because nobody could interpret their language, so they didn't have to worry about, like spies, the German spies, like intercepting their messages because even if they could, they couldn't. They didn't know what they
It
were
was the
saying.
one code they couldn't crack.
They couldn't crack. It was a good book.
Yeah, there was this documentary I watched years ago on Netflix called Real Injun. REEL Injun, spelled like the way John Wayne would say Indian. That's and it was all about like the portrayal of Native Americans in movies and stuff, and how like fucked up it was. But they showed a couple scenes from like these I want to say it was like Civil War movies or something, and they would, when they actually would use Native American actors, there was this one scene they showed where it was like a general and a private go to talk to these natives, and the private has to translate to the general what the natives are saying so that they can get an idea on where the enemy is. And it looks like the director just went to, the native guy and was like, just say some fucking shit. Like, just say, probably literally, like, as racist as you can be, just say some fucking gobbledygook and whatever. So they show the scene, and the private, says, like, ask the guy a question, and then the native guy responds in his language, and then the private turns to the general, and he's like, he says they're over the ridge, and blah, blah, blah. And then they show the scene again with subtitles of what the native guy is actually saying. And it's like, these fucking white people have no idea what I'm talking about. I can literally say whatever the fuck I want to right now. And the guy's like, oh, he says the enemy there's hundreds of them coming over that hill over there. And it's so funny to watch. It's a really good documentary. It was pretty good. But God, it was fucked. God, so much fucked up stuff.
Tell everybody I'm on my way.
God, what a great Phil Collins
Song's
on the
viral on
soundtrack
TikTok right
is
now.
an absolute
There's
lock.
a guy who makes TikToks, and it's like the producers at Disney. Yo, Phil, we just need like a calm track to play like over this movie about a kid and a bear. And then it's like, tell everybody I'm on my way.
And he did Tarzan too, and that
Yeah,
That's
he's
got
got a
some great
banger in
ones.
there too.
no matter what.
But
they
that's not the one I'm
say.
thinking of.
That's
but it
one.
is a good
That's
song.
one.
I'm gonna
There's the
look it
one.
up.
Wait, man, I want to say it's the Backstreet Boys have the song in that. It's either the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC who sing the one song that like the Gorillaz sing. You'll be in my heart. Yeah, that's the one I was just singing. Two Worlds. Strangers Like Me, also a great song. I was just thinking about that the other. Oh, Son of Man. Oh, that song might be that is a great song.
This is it right here. Great Spirits, right?
From Brother Bear?
Yeah. Tell every.
I don't know.
Or is it Transformation? There's another one down here. That's not English. That's not Phil Collins.
Shabba shoobadoo babadee boodly dap dee bop.
I wish I.
Wap doo. That's from Tarzan. That's the one that the Backstreet Boys sing.
Son of Man.
Yeah, I wish I. That is a great song. It's very like
In your.
That's
Dun, 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 dun,
see.
dun, dun, dun,
That's Peter Gabriel,
dun, dun,
who was the
dun,
original
dun.
lead singer of Genesis. That's not in any
Alright.
Disney movie. That's just.
That
But it
song
is from. Yeah.
It's not in a Disney movie?
No.
What's it from?
It's from Say Anything with the boombox.
What's that song called?
In Your Eyes.
In your.
The light, the heat.
By Phil Collins.
No, that's different. That song says It's in Your Eyes. In Your Eyes is by Peter Gabriel. Yes,
Say
Say
Anything.
anything in Your Eyes.
What's this movie?
That's I
Looking
think
through
that's
it
Quest
different.
for Camelot, which underrated animated movie. Very little known movie called Quest for Camelot. I watched it on repeat when I was 5 years old, and that song is incredible. Definitely worth looking up. if you are into, songs that like made you really feel something as a kid.
In Your Eyes, Peter Gabriel movies.
It's from Say Anything.
I know that but it's not in any other movies.
I mean, I'm sure it is, but not like a Disney movie.
It's in an animated movie. I'm telling you.
I mean, I don't think that's true.
Why do I know it so well? I mean,
Because
obviously
it's a
I've
great
seen
tune.
Say Anything.
Because it's a
bunch
great
of times.
tune. And because, like I said, Peter Gabriel was the original lead singer of Genesis, the band that both he and Phil Collins were in. Phil Collins was the drummer, and then Peter Gabriel left to make the song Sledgehammer, I guess, and they were like, we need a singer. Phil Collins stepped up, did an absolutely great job, and they sound like
Phil
relatively
Collins and the
similar.
Phil Collinses.
So Phil Collins and the Collins boys.
In your
People, as far as Disney soundtracks go, Brother Bear, definitely underrated. You're absolutely right. That's an underrated movie as a whole. Might be the most underrated Disney movie, actually. But I feel like if you ask people what the best, like, Disney... let me ask you, what do you think the best Disney movie soundtrack is?
I don't know.
If you, like, what do you think?
I couldn't even guess.
I
Tarzan
feel
is-
like people,
all right, let's see.
like so many people
Moana?
would say,
I've never even
this
seen
list,
Moana.
who knows what this list is all about? The soundtrack to see
Mulan,
Mulan, that's
good
the one I'm
soundtrack.
thinking of. Because, what's that one where
Pocahontas,
Christina
The Little
Aguilera,
Mermaid, Pinocchio,
yeah, that's
Frozen.
a bad
You would
soundtrack.
guess Frozen would be up
Whatever.
there. The
Not
Jungle
great.
Book, good
Jungle Book,
soundtrack.
Medium,
Beauty
and the Beast, not bad. Lion King, couple of good songs. The Scar song that he sings is very good.
Hans Zimmer,
Legendary Hans Zimmer.
Tim Rice, and Elton John.
Oh yeah. What's it? Oh, why can't I remember that song?
Can you
that's the
feel
one.
the love tonight?
What's that song that those
There
lions
is a lot of
bang
good
to?
songs in that. Hakuna Matata, Circle of Life.
Circle of Life. Yeah.
What's Be Prepared?
That's the Be Prepared.
Oh, the greatest villain song. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And possibly the greatest opening song of a Disney movie in The Circle of Life.
Yeah, that is a great song.
What were those? What?
And you know what? Maybe I should take this back, because what I was gonna say is
I Want to Be Like You. Banger.
that is a great song.
Bare Necessities. That's
Bare
obvious.
Necessities, obviously. Yeah, for sure. But those are the only two, and there are more songs in that movie that
It says
like
right
it's
here.
got.
No,
that's what
your
friends are for?
That's what friends are for.
Who? I mean,
I want to walk like you, talk like you, I want to be like you. I think I did pretty good there.
Aladdin, Prince Ali, top notch. Friend Like Me, incredible. Don't those have the same? Aren't those like the?
I don't know what either of
Those
ones
those
are.
have the same tune though. Actually, Whole
A
New
Whole
World.
New World.
Yeah, for sure.
Frozen.
Let It Go. That was a huge.
I didn't even know there were songs in Pinocchio.
Yeah, they're not good. I think that's just When
High-
You Wish Upon a Star. That did win
Oh
the Academy
yeah,
Award,
true.
and that is a classic. But
High Diddle Dee.
High Diddly D, An Actor's Life for Me.
High.
Not great. Little Mermaid. Great songs in The Little
Kiss the
Mermaid.
girl.
That is a good tune. Poor Unfortunate Souls, banger for sure. Part of Your World, absolutely incredible.
Yeah. Under the Sea.
Under the Sea, for sure. Pocahontas.
New Little Mermaid coming out soon.
Can You Paint with All the Colors of the Wind? That song.
Colors of the Wind.
That
right
song is incredible. That's top 5 Disney songs of all time.
there. If I Never Knew You. Just Around the Riverbend.
Just Around the Riverbend, excellent.
I feel like that's racist.
Oh, that Savages, that is racist, but that's that's supposed to be. It's like by the bad
A
guys.
Girl Worth Fighting For.
That song is funny. That song rules.
I don't know. Reflection.
That's the one she sings in that photo. Who is this girl I see staring straight back at me? When will my
I'll make a
reflection
man
show
out
who
of
I
you.
am inside?
I'll make a man out of you. That's
See-
the training montage, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that song gets a lot of heat, and I think at this point, though, that song is like the Disney version of, like, Mr. Brightside or whatever. Like, it just, people play it and they go crazy for it. Overplayed. It's just overplayed. Sung by Donny Osmond, though.
Yeah.
Shout out
Donnie.
to Donny Almond.
It'll Be in My Heart.
Tarzan,
There's
excellent.
that song.
Tarzan, underrated soundtrack for sure.
Wait, I thought you just said he. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah.
That's the only song they list for Tarzan.
Maybe, but there are a lot of, I'm telling you,
Isn't there multiple?
there's a
Phil
lot of
Collins songs
heaters.
in there?
Oh yeah, Phil Collins did the music for that.
Yeah. And what? A lot of heaters. What?
In the Tarzan soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's an excellent, that's all, that Brother Bear, maybe as a whole, most underrated Disney movie. Tarzan, most underrated Disney soundtrack as far as original ones go. As far as like just straight up Disney movie music, Lilo and Stitch cannot be beat. Hawaiian Roller Coaster Ride does not get the love that it deserves, and there's some other fucking song that I can't remember right now that is incredible in that as well. Also, a lot of Elvis in Lilo and Stitch, obviously.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that,
it's Stitch's favorite.
yeah, that,
I love. I
Great
love
song.
that movie.
yeah, that is a great one.
What are?
Remember the TV show, the Lilo and Stitch TV show? That was a fun
What's
show.
the song? What song?
I don't know.
No
what
Way
that-
Out, maybe.
I
Yeah, theme from Brother Bear. It's got to be.
have no idea what that. He made a music video? Wow, 2003.
Nobody knows what that ad was unless you've ever watched anything.
Chick-fil-A!
I just want to see if we can tell based on just the start.
It's called On My Way.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably what
I'm
it's
just gonna
called.
listen to that. I'm looking at the soundtrack right now and it's not on here.
Google On My Way Brother Bear. On My Way lyrics, Brother Bear, Phil Collins. There it is.
Why was it?
Oh,
not
it's called Brother Bear. Tell
Everybody, I'm on my way.
That's probably on Disney Plus. I don't know if I can rewatch that one though. Some of those movies just make me. You know what? A movie
Some
I
of them
don't
are
think I'll
sad.
ever be able to rewatch.
What?
The first Rugrats movie.
Doesn't Tommy's brother die?
No. Dill Pickles
somebody
does not
die?
die. Hold on. His
No, his
brother's name
parents
is
die.
Dill. No, they don't. No. you're
Somebody's
think-
parents die.
I'm going to walk you through the Rugrats cinematic universe right quick. The first Rugrats movie is all about Tommy's got a baby brother. And when Dill is born, Tommy's like, what about me? Everybody's paying attention to the baby Dill. And then the kids, all the babies get lost in the woods and they have to like survive on their own in the woods for like a couple of days. And I remember...
How do they survive without breasts?
Damn straight, buddy. How would any of us? How would any of us? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do that shit today. But it's you know it's a family filled fun. It's a fun filled romp that's great for the whole family. But the whole time Tommy is kind of like so resentful of his little brother, and then there's this part where they're in the woods and Tommy and Dill get separated from the others, and they only have one blanket. And Tommy's like, fuck this kid, like a blanket. And then Dill, they're just like inside of a tree, and Dill starts like crying. And Tommy's like, fuck, you know what? Maybe I've been too hard on this kid. And it comes out of nowhere. And it's so, when I lived down in Florida by myself, I rewatched this after I had dropped out of school and just had like a terrible amount of free time. I was like, let me watch some Rugrats, feel something. And I put on this movie, and that happened, and I cried so hard. Like, it's one of the hardest I've ever cried at any movie was seeing
That
Tommy and
scene.
Dill. Because it was like, because I was thinking about you, obviously. I was like, I have a little brother that I was probably too hard on at times, and now now putting the blanket over him. But
Well,
it's incredible. It is an emotional roller
if
coaster.
it's any
of a movie.
consolation to you, I don't want to share a blanket with you.
Oh,
if
absolutely
we
not.
had to, I would. Like if it was life
No.
or death.
This is what. Let me tell you what
But
would
I'd
happen.
prefer to have our own
because this
sleeping
has
spaces.
happened. Yeah, I don't want to be anywhere near you. This is what would happen if we had one blanket. I would just give it to you because I don't want you to touch me. I'd be like, this is I will freeze to death, then be
And
touched.
accidentally make foot contact.
Yes, 100%, 100%.
And I sleep fully in the noon, Andy.
Obviously. What you were thinking of though was Rugrats in Paris, which is the second one. That one, they hit you in the heartstrings immediately because there's some kind of event and they do like a
There's
mother
a terrorist attack?
Yeah. Rugrats in Paris opens on the Twin Towers. And Chucky Spinster's mom is in the window. That's how Chucky's mom died. Osama bin Laden killed Chucky Finster's mom. But that's what happens in that movie is...
They're coming out with a new one where they're all adults and Chucky is on SEAL Team 6.
Oh, my God.
He double taps Osama bin Laden. And then he has an alcohol issue and it goes downhill.
God damn it. It's like, Tommy, he's got to go meet up with Tommy. Tommy's got to get him clean. Ugh. But that movie straight up starts with like they're like all the kids and their moms out on the dance floor. Chucky doesn't have a mom, and he's literally just like sitting under the dessert table, and all the other kids are dancing with their moms, and they play this song. It's so
it's like
so
imagine
good.
not having a mom.
Imagine if your mom was killed by Al Qaeda and you had no one to dance with.
At this very day, I wrote this song just for tonight, everybody.
And you just the guy who's staring right at Chucky.
Your mom worked a desk job in New York City.
She had no idea that on that fateful day
a plane was gonna go through her face. We took it too far.
Yeah, we did. I was about to say something fucking terrible.
Bad 9/11 joke?
I mean, like, not even. It would have been like something really bad. Like I can't. Something.
We have a special guest here tonight.
I can't even do it.
To sing along with us in this chorus. All the way from Iraq. Osama bin Laden. And the place goes crazy.
Wrong pipe.
Sam Phillips isn't here, so you're not allowed. You're physically not allowed to do that. All right, let's do the Hoover of the Week.
Imagine not having a mom. But the song they play in Rugrats, like during that, is that also worth looking up. I'll probably listen to it on my drive home and bawl my eyes out because it's so good.
That sounds sad.
I want a mom that can last forever.
Those are literally the words. Pretty much what I said.
I want a mom that can't be killed by a plane.
That's alive.
I want a mom that's alive.
This is not a funny thing for us to be joking about. But in the context of the movie.
I want a mom that is still breathing.
See, that's horrible. I don't condone that. I disavow. Disavow. I have to disavow.
Oh my God.
I know I started it. Only in the context of that
so
movie
funny.
is that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. God, that's funny as fuck though.
Let's do the Hoover of the Week. I am like
Okay.
immensely hungry. Like I'm going to die.
Everybody's. Yeah, let's do it. I had so much coffee today. I should have had an Owaza, to be honest with you. Shout out to Owaza. Because that stuff is good. Like, legitimately good. It's literally like Pedialyte and coffee. It's like an energetic Pedialyte. Shout out. I'm not trying to put an ad in, but like it's... Anyways, the Hoover win of the week. Sorry. I need to... I feel like my whole body has been ruptured. Okay.
I want a mom who can teach me what a boner is.
That's that's fucking weird. That's fucking.
No,
See, for me, that was no. I mean, I'm down for 9/11 jokes all day, but weird.
No, because
Pornhub incest stuff?
No. I'm thinking of it in like a
Disavow.
sex ed way.
No, I
Birds
know.
of the Bee style.
I know. I
No,
understand.
you don't know. The way that you're thinking about it, you don't know. You don't know, Andrew. Birds and the Bees style. Not.
Yeah, not the top,
Porn,
not the number
yeah.
one search on Pornhub right now. Okay.
You got it.
This week's Who We Win of the Week is Hagrid R.I.P. versus... Oh my God, people are going to fucking hate this. This one is dead. Like, fucking too soon. We should have thought this through more.
No. What do you mean? This is a memorial. This is a moment of silence for Hagrid. They can be like Hagrid.
No, you don't. That's a problem, Chucky. Is your mom
Hagrid
is like
pretty much
Hagrid.
was Harry Potter's mom at one point. Rescues him and brings him to an abandoned rock. A strange old man with a beard. That's 7 feet tall.
But this week's Who We Win of the Week is Hagrid, bless up, versus the BFG.
The big friendly giant.
Yes. Oh my God. Both Hagrid is also a very friendly giant, perhaps the friendliest of giants. Here's the issue with this fight is
that is a BFG. And I don't mean big friendly giant. I mean that's a big fucking giant. 24 feet tall.
But here's the thing is they're both such great guys. Violence is not in their nature, either of them. And I feel like both, like during this fight, both of them would kind of be like, you know what, you go first. However, thinking this out, here's the difference. Hagrid, because remember that scene in the first Harry Potter movie when he goes to pick up Harry and Uncle Vernon says, I will not have some crackpot old fool teach him magic tricks. We see a side of Hagrid that we do not often see, where he gets right up to Uncle Vernon, points that umbrella in his face, and goes, do not... I think about this line all the time for some reason. I can't remember it right now. Do not...
Palms are sweaty. Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on his sweater already. Mom's spaghetti, he's nervous. But on the surface he looks calm and ready to drop bombs. But he keeps on forgetting what Hagrid said in the very first Harry Potter movie.
Do not speak bad of Albus Dumbledore in front of me. So Hagrid can flip that switch.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking when you said that, is like, I agree with you that there would have to be something at stake for these, to resort to violence. And I think, like, protection of somebody is what would be on the line for Hagrid. Like, whether it be any of the three, he doesn't really need to protect Dumbledore, but he, don't speak poorly on his name, as you say. I don't know too much about the BFG in terms of his story.
So the BFG, I'll toss you in a little bit here. So the BFG, he lives amongst a community of giants, and they're all like terrible. They're all the worst. Like they eat humans. Like they're violent. That's their whole deal. Is like they enjoy being evil and they want to be more evil. So the BFG is kind of shunned from his community because he's nice. And I think he goes around and he like gives people good dreams or something, or he takes away bad dreams, one of those. And so here's the thing, when he meets this like little girl and is trying to keep her away from the mean giants so the mean giants don't eat her, he does have to kind of like step to them, but his whole approach is not aggressive. It's literally all defensive moves. So he can throw down when he needs to, but it's only to get away.
So he collects dreams from a magic lake and uses a magic trumpet to blow them into the heads of those who need a bit of happiness.
I mean, it doesn't get any more BFG than that.
Yeah, she was about to get eaten.
Yeah.
By the boogeyman. And the BFG rescues her from being the main course because he's a vegetarian
Oh,
whose
that's
major
right.
food group is a smelly vegetable called snozcumber.
Yeah, that's right.
Snozcumber. What a good name for a smelly vegetable.
That sounds like a word you would come up with.
So Hagrid is
Snozcumber.
about 11 feet 3 inches tall.
Mm-hmm.
The BFG is 24 feet tall.
Correct. A little bit of a size difference.
But, okay, let's talk magic.
Okay.
So that's kind of a good explanation, too, of what the BFG can do. He isn't magic per se, but he lives in a magical universe. Like, he lives in a magical timeline where it what do we say? Everything is supernatural. So, where did it go? We had it, remember?
Mm-mm.
Something about animals.
I just saw fucking Donald Trump. What does he have to do with the BFG? We're going to use the BFG. We're going to beat Putin with the BFG. We're going to send BFGs into the Ukraine and solve the problem.
Either way, oh yeah, so the type of magic in the book is a natural magic associated with elements of the earth, like
Right.
plants, animals, and stars.
Got it.
So he can't necessarily whip up a spell, but he can use the things around, like the things around him, things that he has on his person are in themselves magic.
Yeah, yeah. That's the difference. This is what we were talking about kind of before when we were deciding on who would win. Is like the BFG does not have necessarily any inherent magic in him. Like he can't, snap his fingers or zap anything. Hagrid, obviously being a wizard, does have some of that. And yes, in Harry Potter they do use wands, but those are conduits to channel their magic.
Yes.
And obviously, if you look at like Harry before he knows he's a wizard, he's just making all these magical things appear because the wizards in that world do have innate magical ability that's just in them. That's the biggest difference between these two. Now, it's a curious thing because Hagrid only didn't even complete his third year. He got kicked out in his third year at Hogwarts. So his magic is it's a little chaotic. It's kind of unstable in some ways, but that might end up benefiting him.
Well, that's the thing that they say about Hagrid. There's that whole conspiracy behind Hagrid, which I choose to believe in. That, like, had he, not been screwed over and expelled because of Tom Riddle doing him wrong, that he would be, like, the most powerful wizard.
I've never heard that theory, but I don't agree with that.
Okay, well, Google will watch.
Let's see. I want a mom who can use Google because she's alive. Most powerful wizards.
Oh,
in
I
Harry
spelled
Potter.
that's probably why.
Is Hagrid the most powerful wizard? Rubius Hagrid, keeper of keys and games at
See what Reddit
Hogwarts.
has to say.
Rubius Hagrid.
May actually be more powerful than Dumbledore. This is what it says, Andrew. Dumbledore states
Okay.
multiple times that he would trust Hagrid with his life, and blah blah
So?
blah. His physical stature aside, it seems that the even more sinister of beasts have befriended him.
Word.
Hagrid fought 6 ministry officials, including 5 Aurors at once, and they were having trouble.
But I also
apparently Voldemort was holding him captive in the Forbidden Forest, but Voldemort
Right.
doesn't seem like the person to hold anyone captive. Semantics. Rereading everything, I realized Hagrid moves the plot forward a lot through luck. For example, in the first book, when he tells Harry basically everything he needs to know to get the Philosopher's Stone, this makes me weary if it's actually luck or if Hagrid actually foresees how everything will succeed. Hagrid is the first one to introduce Harry to magic-ish. Fair. These are not great talking
I think
points.
that's all circumstantial evidence.
Yeah, not great talking points.
It's
But
not going to hold up in court. Damn.
putting cast a number of spells throughout the books in the
Oh, but see, look at this. This is a great example. he tries to turn Dudley into a full pig, but only gives him a tail.
Yeah. Yeah. So it would be sporadic, but I do agree with you that that might benefit him because he might be trying to do something he might be trying to do something to the BFG to kind of combat like the fight, like, hey, like
Sure.
we don't need to go there, bzz, and accidentally like turn him into like a fly, and then without realizing that's a BFG, if the fly starts buzzing his head, he swats the fly and kills it, and then he cries because that's actually a great point. Hagrid would never ever in a million years want to kill the BFG. He would want to
incapacitate him,
not even domesticate him, but he would like try to raise him.
Right, but the BFG is also like, he's not like Buckbeak, like he's a conscious creature.
Yeah, but so was Hagrid's brother.
Yeah, but Hagrid's brother was
a little slow.
He was slow. He was slow on the uptake. But again, with Hagrid's lack of training possibly benefiting him, it does mean that his magic would most likely show itself more often during periods where Hagrid is under emotional distress. And if the BFG is about to stomp him, that's certainly an example of when that might happen. And if he does, then, something could happen. Like Hagrid, there's examples in the books of people like, turning themselves into rubber or whatever, So
and I feel like the BFG would have ways to combat Hagrid's version of magic with his own like natural elements of magic, right? Like whether it be deflect spells or,
that's true,
like protect himself from their effects.
Yeah.
Through like pulling out like seeds and like a dandelion, and it coats the magic that Hagrid's throwing at him and like stops it. But I think eventually Hagrid's magic in those moments when the BFG was finally like, I need to put an end to this, like let's go step on him, and he wouldn't even really be able to like Hagrid's half
That's
his size,
true.
So it's not like he can just squish him.
Like on him. Yeah,
like you're not going to walk around and just squish like a 4-year-old with your foot. Like you could do some damage to him, but you're not just going to step on him. I don't know. I think that because of that, like when he would try to do that, and like again, Hagrid has he has a knack for dealing with large creatures like this.
That's
and
true.
I think that gives him an advantage. And when the going gets tough, Hagrid will get going, and he will take down the BFG. I'm taking Hagrid in this fight.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think, because, again, neither of these guys want conflict, but if it has to go down, Hagrid can flip that switch. The BFG can't. Yeah. He just does not have that juice in him. And because of Hagrid's innate ability to use magic, we can't say that enough, Hagrid takes it without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, we're taking Hagrid. Lock it in?
Lock it in for sure for Hagrid.
Hagrid with the clean sweep over the BFG. Vote on that on Friday on Instagram. That was the Who Would Win of the Week. Andy.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts, closing remarks.
Closing remarks. Just R.I.P. to Robbie Coltrane. Actually, he, was definitely most famous for Hagrid. He did some other movies that actually were not very good, but
he was Hagrid.
But he was Hagrid, and that's
Hagrid. I feel like was I think a lot of people liked Hagrid because he was protecting them when they couldn't protect themselves at first, and I feel like that a lot of people kind of.
I would say the probably two characters in Harry Potter that no one dislikes are Dobby and Hagrid. Although Dobby, you could maybe even some people might think that guy's annoying. So Hagrid is probably the most liked character in all of Harry Potter.
If you were to only watch like the first Harry Potter, you'd be like, you probably would think he's annoying. But if you like see
talking about Dobby,
yeah. But then when you see him get freed,
sure.
And then obviously when he ends up saving Harry Potter multiple times,
but still, but also Dobby, scary looking. When I was a kid, I was afraid of the way Dobby looked.
But
very
again.
afraid.
But that was in the early stages of Dobby when you were a child. As you got older, so did Dobby.
Yeah, I guess so. Until he fucking Chucky's mommed out, which also because that's
fucked
the
up
thing
of you
is
to
like,
make a joke about
Dobby dying. You know what? That's fair because that is That's the hardest I've ever cried at a book, was reading that. Like, I remember when Dumbledore died in the books, reading that and being like, oh man, that's crazy. But when Dobby died, and also
Well, 'cause it's very sad.
It's written so beautifully. I mean, that's
We're on the beach.
they're on they get back. He's got the knife, and then I'll never
They
forget
thought
the
they
way
got
that
away.
chapter. They thought they got away, and Harry is holding Dobby's body, and literally the last line of that chapter is describing, because Dobby, like, he's got those big eyes, and it just describes them as like staring up at stars they could not see, and that line
That one hit home.
destroyed me when I was a kid. I was like, that is a devastating line, J.K. Rowling. And then all the other chapters were about, how trans people are
She
bad or
hates them,
something.
yeah. Andrew.
Yeah. It's time. It's time to get out of here.
Ancestors protect you.
Ancestors protect me.
Love you, Andy.
I love you too. Let's get out of here. Thanks, folks.